I'll tell you what, you're about to get a recipe that's an absolute winner. Delicious, beautiful, tender potatoes that are just banging good. Super good recipe. When you try it, you're gonna love it. So get ready to go. Oh, but before I get into it, do me a favor. Click the subscribe button. Click that bell so you get notified when I put out new videos. And also, if you like the video, click that thumbs up. It does help me a lot. And I do appreciate you doing that. At some point, you might want to take a look at the links down there in that description box. Alrighty, hey, welcome to Texas Cooking Today. This is a wonderful dish. Oh, so tasty. It's called rosemary potatoes. It's easy to make. It's one of those side dishes that you can prepare and people will think, oh, you did just a stunning job, and you'll be thinking in the back of your mind, if they only knew how easy it was. You know, so it's that simple. Okay, so very easy. Some stuff that's commonly found in most pantries, so you're going to find this is one of those that's not hard to pull off, just like that. So I'll tell you what, I've got some russets out here, and that's normally made with red potatoes. Some people like whites. You can use russets. Folks, just grab a potato. It'll work for this, okay? And that's sort of the lesson here. So anyway, I would like to say also, if you would do me a favor, subscribe to the channel, click the like button. It really helps me out in the placement. And if you would look in that description box, there are links there like to S.A.Trotter.com. That's where my recipes are. And a few other links for some very helpful items, you know, like Chef's Temp Thermometer, as well as Wildgrain. It's a wonderful bread subscription thing. And once you've taken a look at it, you'll see what I mean by good. I love it. I use it myself, and I recommend it. Anyway, come on over. Let's look at the ingredients, and I'll get busy making rosemary potatoes. It's easy. So the ingredients I'm going to be using here, of course, it starts with potatoes. As far as how many, that just depends on how many folks you got eating. So, you know, if I would consume that much potato for myself, and I have a spouse that'll consume that much, or maybe a slightly more, that'll be just right for two of us, okay? And it's kind of hard to say. It's depending on what y'all need. This is one of those recipes where nothing is specifically measured out, but it's simply by cutting, dusting, and getting it roasting, okay? It's a very simple thing to do. So first thing I gotta do is peel these. The other ingredients I'm using is salt, rosemary, garlic powder, onion powder, and some olive oil. Makes for delicious. Okay, now let it be known now that this can be done skin on. In fact, it frequently does get made skin on with red potatoes. I'm not one that really likes that skin on a roasted potato. Not always. So in this case, I'm going to go ahead and just get rid of that mess, okay? So I'll do that to each one of them, give them a light rinse, and then they're ready for cutting. Okay, so these separate, we have a variety of shapes and sizes here. It gives me a chance to show, you know, just sort of different ways of approaching this. But basically, we're looking to provide ourselves with pieces that will give about 1 or 2 good bites of potato at least. And that's just about what we have there. Now, what do you do with a tater like that? Well, how about we just cut them into thirds? There we go. It's just right, isn't it? You know, sometimes you can do all kinds of different things just depending on which size of potato that you get. All right, so don't beat it up too much either way. It'll all come out just fine. All right. There we have it. Taters are ready to go in a bowl. So simple enough. You want a shallow baking dish. These are going to be baked at 350 degrees, all right? So when it comes time for you to put your potatoes in the oven, you're going to want that temperature. The first thing here, olive oil. And I want everything liberally coated in olive oil. I want there to be plenty in the pan, okay? This isn't about being skimpy. This is about being thorough and generous. Okay, so all of my pieces are well coated, saturated all the way around with olive oil. The aroma from that's just absolutely fabulous. Now I'll tell you what, your potatoes, here's something I like to do. I like to put them with the flat side up, cook them on the curved side first, and then flip them over in cooking so that those flat sides get browned on the bottom of this pan towards the end of the cook. All right, and it's not a long cook, usually 40 minutes to an hour at the most. I generally get this done around 40 minutes at my elevation, okay? Something I would like to mention about rosemary. You know, most of your other spices come ground or powdered and they're easy to work with. Rosemary often comes as these dry, woody leaves, okay? It's more like little needles, okay? These things are not what I want all over my food because they have a horrible mouthfeel, okay? And they don't impart that much flavor. So I put them right in a mortar and pestle, okay? Let me get the rest of what I have here. And I just grind this down just a little bit. There we go. As you can see, it didn't take long, did it? And look at this. Look what I have to work with now. Something that's easy to work with, that will have a good mouthfeel, that'll impart good flavor, and works great, right? That's what I'm looking for. Okay, so let's start with the salt. Just a nice sprinkling, okay? And that's what we're going to do on each of these. There's really no distinct measurements, okay? We're just going with a light sprinkle with all of our seasonings. This is garlic powder. And here I've got a little bit of onion powder. Yeah, I like that onion powder. It has a good flavor. Of course, and also the star of the dish, which is our rosemary right there. Let's just put him gently over that. And don't be afraid of that rosemary. Don't go super heavy with it either, though, because rosemary, I'll tell you now, it can very quickly overwhelm a dish. Now what I want to do is turn all these pieces over and give them a good even coating on the other side, just the way I did this side. It is time for me to get my rosemary potatoes in the oven. I've got my chicken in here roasting right now. It's just a matter of patience. Generally, this dish takes around 40-45 minutes on average to cook. And it's a nice dish when you've cooked it up that way, because if you want to take that, cook it, put a piece of foil on it, set it aside, it can rest easily, you know, for 15-20 minutes while you're finishing off other things. So it's a nice side dish, very workable. And the flavors, oh, they're remarkable. So what we're looking for in the oven is we want them soft enough, a fork will pierce them easily, and we want a little browning on the outside of them, okay? That's not hard. The quantity of everything that we use today, as you have seen with the spices, it is just a matter of lightly sprinkling them over, so there's nothing really measured off there. However, your potatoes, you want to figure anywhere from 1/2 to 3/4 of a pound per person on your potatoes. Makes it very simple to measure out that way. So from there, that's all there is to it, folks. Let's take a look at the finished product. I love rosemary potatoes. Okay, folks, these are fresh out of the oven. They've been in there for about, I would say 50 minutes. Nice and tender. Okay, so they're going to be really easy to enjoy. All I'm going to do is just cover them with a little foil, let them sit there for a bit until the rest of the food is ready, and then it's serving time. Delicious. There's nothing like those rosemary potatoes. This is one dish that I absolutely cherish. Right there, folks. It's a beautiful smoked roast chicken with rosemary potatoes. And on the side, back here, I've got a little bit of chicken gravy. So there it is, those rosemary potatoes. Great accompaniment to any dish. Give it a try. I think you're gonna love it. Oh, I've been looking forward to these beautiful, wonderful potatoes. God, it's so good. You know, it's amazing how something that can be that simple can be so packed in flavor. It's tender, it's delicious, it is flavorful. Folks, give this recipe a try. You're gonna love your potatoes. Oh, do me a favor also. Right down below here, click that subscribe button if you haven't done it. Click the like button. That really helps me. Also, in the description box, you'll find a link to my website. That's where I have my recipes for sale. More will be coming soon, and thank you very much for taking a look at that. Also, thanks for watching this, and please enjoy your chicken. Oh, enjoy those taters. I'm sorry, I'm doing 2 videos at once, so well, what the heck. They get mixed up. Oh, and yeah, you're going to want to try this smoked roast chicken. It's tantalizing. These two are perfect together.